2. Been a minute. Man. Sorry for the look. I just got done working on. Wow. It has been since September since we've done a episode of Tin Roof. Needed a break. Needed a big break. Needed to do a lot of things. I'm got a very busy schedule, actually, so notice something. For those of you watching the... Why can't I get it? For those of you watching the YouTube version of this, the video version, got my little snowball mic here in front of me. This thing is awesome. Big fan of it. And it's been very handy for my podcast. It's usually off to like one of the sides or whatever for recording, but today right in front of me. Trying a little bit of a different setup, trying to like figure out what's comfortable for me. Not sure why that was so difficult, but dudes, dudettes, everyone, I am super psyched to be here, to be back to talking music and whatever else. And this is kind of one of those episodes where we're just chatting. A lot has happened music-wise since September. A lot of really cool stuff, really. Man, we've got new music by Jamie Johnson. We've got a new song that just got released on November 13th by Charlie Crockett. We've got new Whitechapel. We got some stuff, and it's super exciting. Lots of really good music, and there's a lot of craziness going on in the country rap realm. I don't want to spend too much time on that, just because like there's no sense. I don't like drama, plain and simple, which I guess maybe I should because of like covering music news. As far as it goes, like country, no matter what the version is, metal, no matter what the version is, rap, deathcore, whatever, country, old school. I don't really cover pop because that's just not my thing, but I do like some country rap. But there's been some drama going on there, and it's all kind of one-sided. One person's just kind of trying to say to themselves, whereas other people seem to just kind of like continue to bug said one person. And said one person has a lot of really good points. Do I necessarily agree with every single one of them? No, but you don't have to. I'm a big fan of said one person's music, and he seems to be the most authentic out of the groups. So, Upchurch, his music is fantastic. He does a good job. He definitely does just like better than anybody else at it as far as country rap goes. Love his country stuff too, even his like grungy rocky stuff that he does, because he's very much inspired by Alice in Chains. Dude does a great job. Made a video. I quit watching it because like just too many expletives, and I just couldn't get through it. Expletives aren't for me. It's not my thing. Not interested. But he had a lot of really good points about the music industry. He makes a lot of sense. He talks a lot of sense. He's telling you what he sees from his point as an independent, and it makes a lot of sense. They're making people look like independents. They're doing all these different things. Beyonce just made a country album. Why do you think that is? Well, of course, and we've kind of touched on this like somewhat like way back when, but he has a good point. Why is Beyonce just now making a country album? He brought Post Malone into it. Yeah, I kind of get that one. I liked Post Malone's album. I thought it was pretty good. And he even made a tweet, like we talked about this before too. He even made a tweet like way back when where he, talked about once he hits like his 30s or whatever, and he's almost to his 30s or just at them or something. He's right around that area, and he was going to start making country and folk music. Dude's just keeping up with his promise. And while there is some questions as to, like, you could definitely pose the question, and I definitely don't fault Upchurch for posing the question because it makes sense too. You know, why is he just now doing it? Seems kind of ironic. Here I have been, you know, destroying the country rap game, destroying, you know, record labels. Why are they sending, you know, why all of a sudden is Post Malone trying to do it? He's not doing country rap, but he's doing country music. And honestly, like, Upchurch likes several different music, you know, several different kinds of music. I obviously, because Tin Roof likes several different kinds of music, and so it would, you know, make sense that other people too like different kinds of music. So to say that it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Only Upchurch that likes doing these kinds of music, I don't think it's fair. But again, he makes a lot of good points. Why? Malone is on a record label, and you know, if the record label didn't see it as a potential profitable thing, would he have been able to make a country album? I don't know. But like I've said before, Post Malone has surrounded himself with the right people. Shabuzi, man, dude did awesome. You know, Paul Cawthon, who I think is a very, very talented country musician, did a song with Shabuzi. So some of these guys, and Shabuzi even said in an interview recently, like, since I've taken this sabbatical, that he doesn't feel like he fits in with the whole rap thing. So his focus is more towards country now, because he can relate. Understandable. And I like the stuff that he's making. It sounds good. Man, Let It Burn, I'll tell you right now, because we are getting to this time of year, and I'm super excited for what we're going to be discussing here in just a minute. So, like, we're actually going to use this to segue and kind of get away from this. But I do want to say, Upchurch, dude, if you ever happen to come across this video, because I've seen what you do to other people, it's not disrespect. It is an opinion. It is, just my opinion that I think Post Malone in general, since you called him out, might be authentic. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But love your stuff. You are authentic yourself, sir, and big fan. So that being said, we can move on to something else. So Shabuzi, with his song Let It Burn, totally going to be part of the Tin Roof Music of the Year Awards. That's definitely down for a single as far as country singles go. I think his album too, that's off of, I can't think of the name of it right now, but I think that one's going to be on there as album of the year, because it was really good. F1 Trillion is going to be on there as album of the year, and these are country albums. These are like, for the country albums, it is like I am striving for like purest country, and they're like authentic into the point of like Post Malone's feels very 1990s ish. Something you would turn on the country radio and hear in the 90s. And so I like that about it. Kind of like what I liked about Ryan Upchurch's Everlasting Country. It was very much that early 2000s sound. And, man, I dug it. That being said, next thing to go into is, since I've started talking about the year and stuff, I think I want to do it as a poll. I want to see what everybody else's opinions are, just because I'm interested in give people that do listen to Tin Roof Podcast or watch it on YouTube or whatever an opportunity to chime in. And so I think we'll do that. I'm going to try to see if I can get it up on Facebook. I'll let you know next week. But this is super huge. Tin Roof has basically made it a year. This is the start of season 2. and I'm super excited about it. I'm already looking forward to the not so special Christmas special. That was one of my favorite things to do last year, as well as talking about Krampus, which were two of the earliest episodes, which also had like some of my most views. So I'm really looking forward to it, to do that again. Which got me thinking, like, one of my other like top viewed ones was talking about guitar riffs. So maybe that's something that, you know, I bring up again in the future, is guitar riffs, because who doesn't like guitar riffs? It's one of the biggest reasons why metal is what it is, because you got all the different styles, you got the different sounds, because, you know, some people like more like the prog metal, some people like more of the deathcore, which that's one of my favorites, that I really enjoy. I'm kind of bummed because I wanted to have a ugly Christmas sweater design for this year for everybody. That ended up not happening, and I'm super bummed. I may try to... I wanted to get a couple of t-shirts going. I do have a merch store, spread shop, that you guys can go check out. You can get a Tin Roof t-shirt there. I'm also the owner, I guess, or a owner of Paladin's Maledict. That is a tabletop role-playing thing that I do with my son, because we like Dungeons and Dragons, we like those kinds of things. So if you haven't heard of Paladin's Maledict, you can find it here on YouTube and stuff. Man, this is so cool. Getting to like get on here and talk about music and just different things in general. I'm been away for so long. Like, I read Johnny Cash's biography that was like super good. I can't remember who wrote it now, but it was like a 22-hour listen on audiobook, and I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately, and it's inspired me that with like some of the books and stuff that I'm writing right now, I want to make audiobook versions. I know I've said before, music inspires me as far as poetry goes and stuff like that. Like, I like listening to music while I write poetry. So that being said, I do have a plan to write a new poetry book starting 2 months from now, in January, and the plan is to try to write it in a weekend. I've got like some base stuff down for it. We'll see where we go from there. No poems are like actually fully written, except for maybe a handful of haikus, because I was there for a while doing a haiku a day thing. Now, tours are wrapping up. New stuff is being announced for next year. Actually, I think it's Sonic Temple, if I remember correctly. That fest looks amazing. That festival, whatever you want to call it. So, that one in particular, U.S. Music Festivals 2024-2025, United States. Well, here's a cool one. Harvest Nights. Get out of here. Updates. We have Harvest Nights, which is November 22nd through 2024 in Immokalee, Florida. Friday night is very much country, and then the next 2 days are kind of like, Sunday is very generic, very like poppy, like alt rock type stuff, but Saturday is more of the party day for sure, because you got the Glorious Sons, you got Tesla, and you have Def Leppard headlining on Saturday, November 23rd. The 22nd, however, I think is pretty cool, because you got Brad Paisley, Tyler Hubbard, Alana Springsteen, and Will Mosley. Now, speaking of music and stuff, Morgan Wade is going to be here in St. Louis the 23rd of November. And I gotta tell you, I've been on a big Morgan Wade kick lately, and she's a very talented country artist. I do enjoy her stuff. I definitely recommend her stuff. Matter of fact, I think one of her albums actually came out this year, so it will definitely be considered for album of the year. Which segue into the next thing, because we're just gonna keep going and trying to just like fill this time as quickly as we possibly can and just have it chock full of cool stuff. So Jamie Johnson actually just recently, this month even, dropped a new album called Midnight Gasoline, and guys, love it. Yeah, Obsessed came out on August 16th, 2024. Another song that is up for single of the year is 2 a.m. in London. If you have not heard 2 a.m. in London from Obsessed, you must, if you love country music, because that one is just so good. It's really well written. I think we can all relate to the feeling that she's going for in the song. So, yeah, check it out. Midnight Gasoline. That's where I was going. It had been 14 years since our last Jamie Johnson album that was released, and everybody, like, Jamie Johnson, I feel like, is country music's grandpa at this point. The dude's been around for quite a while. Had, some really big songs whenever he first, came out. High Cost of Living, yada, yada, yada. So many good ones, right? Well, one thing that I find absolutely interesting is he was motivated to cut this album because of Toby Keith's passing. And so he felt like he hadn't done enough yet, and I thought that was a very big deal. And to try to like get to a spot to do more, to set himself up to maybe leave behind a bigger legacy is very, very cool. I don't want to keep this episode very long today, because we can definitely talk next week. But music-wise, there's a lot of really cool things. Follow us on Facebook, not Justin's Stories. Well, go to that one too, because I do a lot of cooking videos, which I'm actually getting ready to talk about some cooking and some throwing dirt to kind of wrap things up. That way I can spend some family time and get another podcast recorded as well. So, that being said, where was I going with this again? I don't remember what I was going to say. Alright, moving on, since I lost my train of thought. Cooking. Oh, yeah. Follow us on Tin Roof Podcast. That's what I was trying to get to. Cooking, though. Been trying to get more cooking videos and stuff out on Justin Stories on Facebook and YouTube and stuff. Like, obviously, if you watch these on YouTube, you've seen probably my cooking videos and stuff, because you might be subscribed. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and follow. That way you can keep up to date with all of my crazy shenanigans through podcasts and recording all the different things that I'm trying to record. But did a meatloaf yesterday. Found out you can over season. So what happened was, I went to, and this will be in the video, I went to like put a little bit of Italian seasoning in to like give it just some good flavor, and I popped the one side that is open without the grate deal in there, like the little holes, because I wanted to get a good amount, but I didn't think I would get crazy, and I went to shake it like I do a rub, and that people might be like, well, duh, or whatever. But whenever I did it, it just like a volcano of green into the meat. And so mixed it in, because I didn't want to like dig a bunch out. And I wanted to season the top kind of like a brisket. But between everything, it just ended up being like overpowered. But it didn't like, if something's too salty, how it almost feels like it cuts your tongue. It didn't do that. It was just a lot of like flavor at the back of the palate. So in the future, what I'm going to do is not put as much, obviously, but definitely learn from my mistakes, and I know how to make the adjustments in order to do so. Throwing dirt, though, because, well, I want to get back to talking cooking more next time, but for right now, I gotta move on. So, throwing dirt, racing in general is pretty much wrapped up for the year. Ended up losing track of how things were going for World of Outlaws, probably July-ish. But rally car racing, where the focus has been mostly for the season this year, Brandon Semeniuk won a pert near, I would call, flawless season. He had some trouble out west, but man, how he did Snowdrift, how he did here for the 100 Acre Wood, how he did for some of these other races. It was a great season for him, and definitely deserves a little bit of a hand clap because it was good. Leo Black actually got to race the last race because he had the season all wrapped up, and Subaru was like, "You wanna?" And I think it's good to see like that potential prospect. Things are getting interesting for WRC because the hybrids are going away next year. People are looking to make jumps, including Formeau, who is looking to get away from M Sport, and it looks like he may end up at Hyundai. But Hyundai's got a pretty jam-packed team already, so it's like, who's going to go where from Hyundai? And, you know, right now, Tanak and Neuville are 1 and 2, and Tanak is the only one that can catch Neuville at this point. And so that's crazy in itself. And we've got, I think Japan's the last one. I think Japan's all we got left for this season. And then, like, we have a month off, and then we're back at the beginning, which is crazy. Like, I can't believe we're already here. Because this year went by fast, and I was super, super busy, and that was one of the biggest reasons. But I'm excited to see what we get out of next year, because it seems like Oliver Solberg might move back up to WRC 1-2, because there's been rumblings that he's been offered a seat. Will it be with M Sport, where Formeau is going to have an empty seat? Will it be with Toyota? Can you imagine a Toyota Rovanpera Solberg team? Like, that is crazy. You know, Takamoto Katsuda got sidelined for Chile. I think that happened while this break was going on too, and that was nuts. But lots of crazy stuff going on. I do need to start wrapping up, so thank you guys so much for hanging out and listening to me ramble. I feel like that's literally all I did. I don't think, like, if you felt like I was like halfway coherent, I appreciate it, because I feel like I just sounded kind of like a madman that likes music. But loved to rave about some things that I've been listening to and getting to talk about it. Looking forward to when Whitechapel actually drops their full album, because there's one other song that they've kind of like teased that they've been playing live. It's like Hymns of a Dissonance Future or something like that. But that one sounds really good. But I'm going to jump off here and get on to the next thing. Y'all have a good one. Bye.